Today on Review This Thing, we're going to review this thing, the Bergara Wilderness Ridge. Before we get into our complete review of the Bergara Wilderness Ridge, do us a huge favor, click that subscribe button right there and the notification bell. Also, if you have this rifle and you want to tell somebody else about it, please comment below. If you have questions, put those below too. All that interaction helps us out a ton and helps our videos get moved up in the YouTube world so that more people have the chance to see them. So please click that subscribe button before you leave today. Also, before I get going, I just want to make it clear that I am not a gun expert. I'm not a shooting expert. There's a lot of people who know a lot more than me, and if you're one of those, go ahead and comment below. But I'm just telling you the things that I think are important, the things that I have learned about this rifle, and the things that I hope that you want to know also. Now, since we've covered all that, let's go ahead and talk about this rifle. As always, on Review This Thing, we want to cover the facts, and the first part of that is fit. So how does the Bergara Wilderness Ridge fit? Well, that's a tricky question because, as always, it depends on you, what you're looking for, and your build and your size. This rifle comes in a 13.5-inch length of pull, and you can see that it's not adjustable. For me, this is a bit too long. I'm basically about a 13-inch length of pull, and if you're like me and you don't know exactly a whole lot about that, then hopefully soon we'll have a video just helping you figure out how to measure your length of pull. So check back in the comments for that also. But this one is a little bit too long for me, but it fits my husband absolutely perfect. You can also see that it has a flat cheek piece, and as a female, my neck's a little bit longer, and so it would be ideal if I had a little bit higher elevation there. But I have a little pad that I have bought that I'm going to put on there that I think is going to help just bring my head up a little bit. So the weight of the Ridge, online they say it weighs anywhere from 7.4 to 7.8 pounds. This is a 6.5 Creedmoor, so this is one that they say weighs 7.4 pounds. I did not weigh it before all this great stuff was put on it because the folks there at Shields in West Des Moines, Iowa, shout out Trevor, hooked us up and got it all set up. But with all the scope and rings and bases, ammo, and the sling on it, I weighed it the other day and it weighs right at almost 9.8 pounds. So an excellent weight that's easy to carry into your stand or walking through the woods, that sort of thing. The other neat thing is that if you were just going to pick up the gun and shoulder it, the place where you would want to put your hand is about right there. So when I pick it up and put my hand right there, you can see that it's almost, just perfectly balanced. Like I don't even have to really hold it. If you put your hand where you want to put it, it's very balanced. It doesn't take a lot of effort to keep it comfortably carried. Overall, I would say this is probably an excellent fit for most people. I know it fits my husband perfectly. For me, it's just a little bit too long for that length of pull, and I do wish the cheek piece was a little bit higher. So for me, I would give it a 4 out of 5, but for my husband, he would give it a 5 out of 5. So let's just split the difference and say overall for fit, we're going to give the Bergara Wilderness Ridge a 4.5 out of 5. Now the next question is the Bergara Ridge as advertised? Well, the main thing that they advertise is their barrels. So Bergara was a barrel making company before they started making rifles. Because of that and their pride in their barrels, these rifles come with an MOA guarantee, which means at 100 yards you should be able to shoot 1-inch groups. At 200 yards, 2-inch groups, 300, 3, and so on and so forth. First thing I'll tell you is that my husband and I each got one of these back several months ago, and it took us about 1 box of ammo to get these guns zeroed in. So they were 1.7 inches high at 100 yards, so theoretically zeroed at 200. And since then, we've been able to just have some pretty consistent groups at 100. My husband was able to actually kill 2 deer on that trip at 300 yards. Picked up the gun on Wednesday, took care of that on Friday. I also shot this deer that same week with a Bergara Ridge at a little over 100 yards. I would definitely say that the experience that we've had is that at least at 100, it's definitely in that 1-inch group. Here you can see this was the last group I shot, and it's at 1.1 inches. But the thing I want to point out is that the first 2 shots that you see on the left, I did together, and then I decided I needed to move the sight over a little bit. So I moved it over 1/2 inch and then took that 3rd shot. So it's a 1.1 inch group at 100 yards, even with me adjusting my scope back to the right just a little bit. The muzzle brake is advertised to cut recoil by about 35%. This is a 6.5, so the recoil isn't tremendous, and I think it's probably a little bit less noticeable on these smaller calibers, but it definitely makes it easy to shoot, smooth to shoot. There's really not a ton of recoil. I haven't tried it with just a thread protector, but hopefully we'll be able to post some of those videos and show you that soon also. Again, the biggest thing that Bergara advertises is that MOA guarantee. And as I mentioned, we have seen great success being dead on where we want it to be. Those pretty consistent groups with inexpensive factory ammo just straight out of the box. Because of that, is this gun as advertised? I would say absolutely 5 out of 5. Now on to construction and durability. Now this section could get a little bit long just because there's a lot to talk about, but I'm not going to go into too much detail about some of the fit pieces just because we talked about those previously. The Bergara Ridge comes with the Bergara Performance Trigger. The trigger is adjustable, but in order to do that, you have to remove it from the stock and then adjust it with a screw. It comes out of the factory at about 2.7-ish pounds for our rifle. It can be adjusted down to 2.2, but so far we've just left it at that 2.7, 2.8 because it's super smooth trigger, easy to squeeze, and because of that, again, you're a lot less likely to flinch because it's just such an easy squeeze. Another thing about construction that I really do like is that soft touch coating on the synthetic stock. It makes it easy to grip, easy to hold, and I actually found that it made it not be as cold, which most of the time you have gloves on, so that's not a huge deal, but I did think that was interesting, so I figured I would share that with you. The other thing is the action in the bolt on this gun is fantastic. In terms of construction and durability there, I think it's amazing. It's super smooth. It has a 90-degree bolt throw, but because of how smooth it is, like you're able to hit it every time. The extra large tactical knob also seems to help a lot with that as well. The safety is a 2-position safety, and so it's either set to fire or set to safe. The one thing I really like about this safety is that it's super easy. It's not so light that I've been afraid of it accidentally coming off of safe when I was carrying it, but it's easy to move enough that you can just do it quickly with your thumb. I also like the hinged floor plate that this rifle has. It makes it easy to empty out all your ammo if you need to, whether you're traveling or you're just trying to put the rifle away unloaded. In terms of capacity, this 6.5 Creedmoor holds 4, and then 1 you can have ready to shoot. Another cool thing with construction is that the barrel is coated with this Sniper Gray Cerakote. Number one, it makes the barrel look cool because I like the color, but also that Cerakoting is supposed to help a ton with just protecting it from the elements. I also really like that the Ridge, both the B14 and the Wilderness, come threaded. You can see the Wilderness Ridge comes with this omnidirectional brake included. Also easy to use a suppressor if you have that ability. It's also pretty cool too that they built this rifle around that Remington 700 platform, so it's pretty easy to find bases, rails, rings, all that good stuff. It's also, if you wanted to customize the rifle a little bit more and switch out the stock, it's also, I've just been looking around and it's pretty easy to find custom Remington 700 stocks out there. So how are we going to rate construction and durability? There are a lot of things that we really like about this rifle. The soft coating on the synthetic stock, super smooth trigger that is adjustable, the also just crazy smooth action and bolt, and the extra large tactical knob, Cerakoted barrel, already threaded, the hinged floor plate. All those things are great. Durability, we've had them for a few months and we haven't had any trouble. Again, that MOA guarantee has been holding strong for us. So overall, we're going to have to give construction and durability a 5 out of 5. Now on to testimonials and reviews. As always, we just go looking for reviews so we can tell you what other people are saying. Overall, get really good reviews between both the B14 Ridge and then this here Wilderness series. The couple of negative comments people had, I think one person said they had difficulty getting the ammo to sit correctly. I have a little trouble, but I think that's probably just me. I don't think that's an issue with the gun itself. Another person said that they had some barrel rust. Again, we haven't had that trouble, but that was also on the blued coating, so maybe that does make a little bit of a difference there. And then I did find one comment where the individual was saying they had a ton of trouble getting that 1 inch group at 100 yards. But at 100 yards, we've been really happy. But as always, we tell you the testimonials and review score based on what we find. So overall, we're going to give that a 4.8 out of 5. Now the question you really came for, should you buy this thing? Well, as always, it depends a lot on you. What is it that you're looking for? What are the main things you need? And then, of course, how much do you want to spend? If you're someone who is smaller than me, maybe a smaller female, or you're looking to buy a rifle for your child, this may not be your first pick. Like I said, it is just a little long. Also, same thing with that cheek rise. Just look around, see if there's something out there that you think will fit you a little better. Now, I will say with this price point and with just the smoothness of everything else here with the trigger and the bolt and the action and all that good stuff, the hinged floor plate, you may have a hard time finding something that's going to fit as well within that same price point with those awesome features. The regular Ridge retails for $750. The Wilderness Ridge retails for $850, but again, that comes with the camo pattern, the Cerakote barrel, and then the included muzzle brake, which actually retails for right at about $79. So if you don't want to spend $750, $850, then keep looking around, see what you can find. You will find rifles that are less expensive, but for me, that price point was right where it needed to be for the absolute quality of gun that you get with this rifle. If you're looking for a really great rifle that can shoot MOA groups with factory ammo out of the box, that's super comfortable and looks pretty cool too, then I would say this gun is absolutely for you. Because of that and because of how much we love this rifle, I'm going to give, should you buy this thing, a 5 out of 5. Hey, thanks for watching our video. If you have the Bergara B14 Ridge, please comment below us and let us know what you think about it. Also, if you have any other questions, comment below and hopefully we can answer those. While you're here, watch a few more videos. Please go ahead and subscribe, and then also go ahead and follow us on Instagram and on Facebook.